can I be pro-life but still not want to advocate for more social programs?
It's like, it doesn't have to be an either or.
Now, I don't know if anything's come out today yet, but I just find the silence by some of the big names I thought would come forward a little deafening. And it,
you didn't see nothing from Tim Keller? Crickets. But go ahead.
But he did tweet like last week, that he was skeptical that the strategy of putting people on the Supreme Court was really ever going to overturn Roe v. Wade. And he was saying there's many ways to get to reduce abortions. And, he's a big social programs welfare guy. But that kind of led me to seeing this tweet by Justin Giboney, who is the founder of the AND campaign. He's an attorney. And, the AND campaign, it purports to be like this neutral third way. We're not Republicans, we're not Democrats, we're Christians, we're a third way. And so you're going into it thinking like, that he's a neutral party. But, Democrats went, here's a tweet that he did. Democrats went from safe, legal, and rare to enacting some of the most extreme abortion laws in the world. They've been reckless. I agree with that. I agree with that part of it. However, if the conservative position is actually rooted in compassion, they'll act on health care, paid family leave, and child care post-Roe. So what Justin Giboney is wanting to invite us into is a position of, well, yeah, we can overturn Roe v. Wade, but we also need to enact more social programs. And I'm wondering, can I be pro-life but still not want to advocate for more social programs?
It's like, it doesn't have to be an either or. Like, we don't have to live in such polarized mentalities. Like, but this is it's some kind of fallacy, I'm sure you can tell me, that we live in, of like either or. Either we have abortion on demand, or we have social programs to care for the kids that you're making us have. No. Or we talk about morality and not sleeping around. Like, well, we can, there are many ors that we can do.
Yeah.
Or you get a job that has healthcare benefits.
Yeah. And I think
work is a thing.
I think that I thought John Cooper just said this so well as he tweeted out Justin Giboney's tweet. But he says, translation, abortion is necessary until Christians embrace wealth distribution and government paternalism. Mm-hmm. I don't mind that the AND campaign is political. I mind that they pretend to be apolitical.
Yes.
And I thought that's the whole thing in a nutshell with Giboney, because people write to us sometimes about what our take is on him. And I think some of what he says is helpful, but really he's a big social programs guy.
Yeah.
He's for wealth redistribution, bigger government. And I'm saying, let's save children from abortion and let's save children from socialism.
Yes.
I don't have to embrace whole life care socialism in order to be pro-life. The people wanting to kill the babies don't get to define what it means to be pro-life.
Well, I think that you can be whole life, a person who cares for the whole life of an individual, and not be up for social programs. I think that's what the Christians...
It's the false dilemma. Someone's helping us out here. It's the false dilemma.
Yes. It's like, as Christians, shouldn't we care for the whole person? Like when people, was it during the plagues, when people were dying and being left in the street and Christians went to go bury them? Like, we can care for the whole person from the womb all the way through. And I know this womb to tomb, kind of language can set some people off, but hear me out. I'm not doing this from a socialist mentality or anything like that. I'm just saying that as Christians, when we care for the human person, I can care for the preborn human person, and I can care for every piece or impact, something that would impact that human person as they go, including their death. The way we do that, though, must be from a clearly biblical standpoint. Our care for the human person must be in accordance with God's design for the human person. So when I say we can care for the human person, from womb to tomb, how do we create a way for people to work? I'm not talking about socialism or socialist programming, but work. A call to work is part of the creation mandate.
Well, and there's no conversation hardly happening about fornication.
Yes, two-parent families.
Yeah, I saw a TikTok thing today where the person was like, well, if Roe v. Wade gets overturned, what's going to happen to hookup culture? It's going to be destroyed. And I'm like, if these are your terms and conditions, I accept.
Yes, but it's like, how do we teach people that there is a better way? I mean, gosh, there's I think Neil might have talked about it, like these steps that even if you're not a Christian, if you do them, like if you wait to have kids, Thaddeus, okay, yeah. If you wait to have kids until you are out of college and married.
No, you're getting it all wrong.
Okay, thank you.
So it's three things.
Help me.
Graduate from high school, get a job, any job, and wait to have children until after you're married.
Thank you. What she said.
If you do those three things, your chance of poverty goes down to like 2%.
Yeah.
It's a very small number. And ministries that advocate for things like family, real community transformation, get married, don't abort your children, disciple your children, and advocate for personal responsibility, advocate for work. These are things that have the possibility to truly transform communities. But there are public or pregnancy resource centers.
There are
all over it's just this myth that, well, Christians don't do anything. They're just for the unborn. It's like Christians adopt twice as often as anybody else as a group. Christians often run pregnancy resource centers that offer classes and help. There's all kinds of resources for parents, low-income parents. Many churches run resource centers. There are many resources available. This myth that all Christians care about is what happens in the womb it's just not true.
So I have a friend whose mother she started if I'm not mistaken, she actually started a PRC, a pregnancy resource center, and does tons of work, has done for years, tons of work in the space of pregnancy resource centers. And so I text her and I just asked about how many pregnancy resource centers there are compared with Planned Parenthood. Her response to me was, there are approximately 2,500 pregnancy resource centers, which Planned Parenthood paints them all as inadequate and not having real nurses or physicians. About 600 Planned Parenthood centers. So there are about roughly 4 times more pregnancy resource centers than there are Planned Parenthood centers. And most of those pregnancy resource centers are run by Christians. So the idea that Christians don't care about life or care about a pregnant woman or, anything like that is not true.